Well, I am very good at talking. Not so good with jabbing. Well, despite how I look, I still want to learn how to jab. Is there any better person to teach or coach me on how to throw a punch than one man who has seen it all when it comes to grooming boxing talents in the country? He's been to 4 Olympics. 4 Olympics. The Olympics is held over 4 years. This clearly means 16 solid years he's been there, done it. Won many medals for the country. There hasn't been any revered coach in Ghana in boxing history than Coach Ofori Asare. I'm going into that ring to meet him just to show me how it is done. Ah, Coach, did I enter right?
Yeah, you are. Nice one.
Yeah.
That's a strong punch. You could have been a very good boxer.
Oh, really? I think I've got a quality.
Yeah. You know, there are a whole lot of inherent talents. So it depends on which one you choose.
So I would have been a very good boxer?
Can be
so which division would I fit?
Roughly, I would say you'll be a very good bantamweight.
Bantamweight?
Yeah.
Oh, I think many people know the bantamweight, featherweight.
Yeah, but from bantamweight, you go to featherweight. Bantamweight is where Isaac Dogbe is when he got the world title.
Yes.
And now he has moved up to super bantamweight.
Okay. Coach, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. And you?
I'm also doing good.
Sure.
I'm here to learn some of the skills.
That's good.
Coach, how does your life start all out for you to be one of the revered boxing trainers we've got in the country? How did it start?
Well, actually, I started following boxing through my uncle.
Okay.
My uncle was a boxer.
Okay.
And it's called King Pepe.
King
Pepe, yeah. And
is it Pepe we know?
Yeah, Pepe we know. And he used to take me to the gym whenever he's going to training.
Okay.
And by then I was a kid,
okay.
So I also started developing the interest by seeing him doing sparring and all those sort of things. By then he trains with Obite Kome, if you heard the name. Obite Kome. Okay. And then around the gym, the coaches there are Teddy Lamte, who is a very good friend of my uncle.
Oh, okay.
And a whole lot of coaches, great coaches like Coach Agbana and all here. So I developed the interest, and I found myself also learning boxing, and I had my time. I did small amateur boxing, and I was turned to pro as well.
Oh, really?
And I did small pro boxing.
Okay.
But I have a pressure from my family, who doesn't want me to box.
Why?
Well, my uncle that I'm talking about, who is a boxer, they don't see him bringing anything out of boxing. So why am I following? I'm also
your uncle,
yeah. So, but I feel it, and when I go out there, I was training. I was part of the up and coming juvenile boxers at that time, and I used to do sparring with some of the great boxers like. A whole lot of even though they are bigger, they put we the small boys by putting some hope in us.
Okay.
So through that, I became a boxer, and then I was in the national team as well.
Okay.
But I didn't get a chance of going to make laurels like people have done.
Yeah.
But mine was that I realized that I get into boxing. True boxing rather for coaching, because I became a bigger coach instead of a bigger boxer.
At what point did you realize that you could be a coach instead of pursuing the fighting itself?
Yeah, I was doing boxing okay, but as I said, my family were giving some pressure, and so I was doing boxing hide and seek. Sometimes I go to the gym and I don't want it. So if I had some small this thing on my face. I have to hide, and I don't want anybody to see some of the injuries because they will talk about it. And I was thinking of stopping boxing because of the pressure. And then my coach, Ofori Asare, is one of the great coaches Ghana has had. I think the socks was where Atukwe Clotte, who trains Azuma Nelson. So I was having the same link with Azuma Nelson from a different angle because Azuma Nelson coach was the coach of my coach.
You see, so there was that kind of a network.
Family. Yes. So through that, when I was looking like stopping, and then my coach Ofori Asare told me, no, you can't stop. You have learned a whole lot of boxing, and he loved me a lot. He trusts me, and he was predicting something big for me in boxing because at that time he gave me the chance of doing coaching at the gym. Even though I was a boxer, he allowed me to coach, and during that time he told me I would be great in boxing, but specifically he didn't specify whether through
punching people or coaching people to
punch coaching people. You see, but later on I realized that what he was saying was true, but it was in the coaching, and because I for coaching, you know, I've been all over the place. I've been to all the championship in the world, the Commonwealth, Olympics, World Championship, any of them, and I've won numerous medals. I have about 100 and something plus medals for the country.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was the only indigenous coach who was able to bring medal at the Olympic level with Samuel Techi within 49 years. That
was 2021.
Yeah, recently. And at the Commonwealth level, and I was part of the team even who won gold with Raymond.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So in terms of achievement in coaching, a whole lot. And I've been to the places where boxing is doing well, like Cuba, America, Russia, Italy, all those places where boxing is doing well. I've been there and I've seen what boxing is doing. I've been to the training programs as well, and I am an international instructor. I train coaches all over the world. I even train coaches from Cuba and the whole everywhere. So it's like, and even now I am one of the African Coaches Commission member.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm also international instructor, as I told you.
So you are bringing something to the house, more unlike what your uncle was doing.
Yeah. So I realized that I'm talented in coaching. I've produced a whole lot of boxers, and I've been able to make some marks as well. Boxer like Basti Samer was my boxer, was able to come and surprise Bukom Banku. Yes, and I remember some time far back, I was the one who brought Gideon Ano to come and beat Afre Kote, who was a world champion at that time in Ghana here.
Really?
Yeah. So in terms of doing something at the local and international, I've gone through it, and I've won. I've had award also at the Sports Writers, that's Swag Award, Dedication and Valor, as well as Best Coach for some of the years. So when you talk about coaching,
you've seen it all.
I think,
You've seen it all. But coach, there's one thing that I want to understand. People often see. I mean, please put on your gloves and show me something. Your gloves, pretty quick.
Yeah, I'll put on something.
Yes, just a moment.
Yeah.
I want you to show me something, coach. I want to throw a punch.
A punch?
Yes, I want to throw a punch.
Yeah, you can throw.
So this is what I want to get. People often see the punches that we throw. So how do you coach someone who just throws punches? How do you do it? How is it done?
Well, coaching is a big subject that
because sometimes I see you throw a point and the person will dodge like this.
It goes through a whole lot of. That's what I'm saying. It's a very big program, when you are coaching somebody, it's not just by throwing the hands. You teach him a whole lot of things, where the technical aspect, the tactical aspect, the even physiological aspect, as well as psychological aspect as well. So you, being a coach, you need to have that background, that foundation, to be able to impart into the boxer. So you train the boxer by getting a whole lot of information which you need to expose the boxer to, and that make the boxer naturally good. So coaching, you need to have a knowledge, a big knowledge. You need even to have the understanding.
So how do you defend? Sometimes they say you need to have a very good. Is it about just covering your face like this?
Yeah,
or
that is why I was saying that the technical aspect, tactical aspect. When you are teaching the boxer, you teach him how to throw punches. You teach him also how to defend the punches as well. You teach him by defending the punches by using the body, slipping, stepping back, weaving, bobbing. There are a whole lot of it in the defensive move,
so how should I
and
throw
even
my punch?
blocking.
Right now, how should I throw my punch?
Throwing a punch, if you want to go through the proper training program, then you have to learn the punch. You see it, people throwing punch up there, but start from the leg, and from the leg,
from where?
the legs, and you have to learn how to even stand,
we use the
balance.
legs to kick. How do I start?
For instance, as I'm standing like this,
yeah.
I have a good balance like this.
Oh, okay.
And if I wanted to jab, you see where it comes from. All comes from the leg.
Oh, okay.
So if you do something like this, it's from the leg. If you do something like this, it's from the leg.
So when I'm hitting, I should do this.
Having a big
right?
punch, yeah, when you are learning, you go through all those things. And you see a boxer throwing, but he has a whole lot of something working in the system. And so it's not something that you can just teach. It takes it takes about 10 to 15 years to be able to make a world champion.
What?
Yeah, because he has to start from the grassroots. You have to train that person to be exposed into so many things before getting to the age of 15, 20, then that person, yeah. So when you learn on the surface, there are so many things that you will lack. That's why it's very difficult to train a boxer who is already grown, you see. But when you are training from the grassroots, so you see my interest is most at the grassroots, the amateur level. That is where you can build a proper and a very good boxer.
You've been with the Black Mummers for a very long time. You've always been that man. Anytime we needed to lead our national team, you are always a man in there to lead the boys, to go out there and do raise high the flag of the country. When was your first competition that you led Ghana as a coach to?
Well, my first competition was a qualification, a competition which is it was a preparation competition and then a qualification tournament to 96 the Olympics.
96 Olympics.
Yeah, I think by then
that
I
would
was
be some 24 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 27.
That time I had opportunity because I have a whole lot of boxers in the national team. But then I was a club coach and I was training. I've been to a lot of coaching courses and this thing. So there was a Cuban coach who came to Ghana.
Okay.
And he's called Miguel Perez.
Okay.
That coach is called Miguel Perez. Miguel Perez was the one who discovered me from the club level. And then he calls me into the national team. He said, I want to work with this coach. So at that time, the federation members have nothing to say than to accept me into the national team. So I was with the Cuban coach, learning the Cuban style as well. Yeah. After learning a whole lot of Ghana, we have a different style of coaching. We have the Makoni way, Sparta, and a whole lot of them. But I was able to Makoni, Sparta.
What is that one? What is Makoni?
That is I'm talking about style.
A style of fighting.
Yeah, a style of fighting. There are some gyms that they have a style of aggressive, putting more pressure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they have other style that they do. They are more tactical.
Oh,
They
okay.
use more of the antics.
Okay.
They move around to do the. So I was able to be blessed to work with a coach like Coach Agbana, Coach Surprise Asoa,
Okay.
and then a whole lot of coaches. I can't mention everybody's name
So
here.
you came through the ropes. You learned
Yes,
from the
yes,
best.
yes. And surprisingly, I had a chance to go to Hungary to do my specialization, coaching, coach's diploma. I also get a chance to go to Cuba as well to learn.
Yeah.
Get a chance to go to Italy,
Yeah.
Assis, also to develop my coaching career there. So there are a whole lot of training programs that I've gone through, and that is what made me who I am now. So
I see.
it's not an easy
So
thing.
that 1996 competition that you went to, how was the experience like? And that is the genesis of you being
by
one of the top coaches.
I think I was in the training camp, and the federation members, we have to go to Togo
Yes.
first. That is Lamakara. Lamakara in
Lamakara.
Togo. Yeah,
Is it a French language or what?
no. It's a place. The name of some of the cities in Togo.
Okay.
That is where at that time I learned the President Yadema is from. So we have to go there, and I don't have passport at that time. So I was in the camp, and then I was doing my own way of getting passport. And I got my passport and I put it inside my bag. So the day that they are traveling, nobody knows that I have passport. So when the federation members came, they said, we are going to Togo today. Do you have a passport? And I said, yes, I have passport. That was my lucky aspect of me.
So if you didn't have a passport, you wouldn't
I
have?
would not, yes.
Oh, okay.
So that is the reason why I always have that in my mind, that it was the beginning. And so when we went to Lamakara, the coaching, the bosses also loved my coaching, and we were able to win very, very well. I think we won the tournament there, and then we from there, that was a preparation tournament. From there, we went to how do you call it? We went to the qualification at Tunisia, and we were able to qualify. I think 3 boxers there. That was Tijani Moro, Alfred Tete, then Ashakwe Ayi, who happened to be my own boxer. Ashakwe Ayi. And then by then, there's one boxer who has qualified already, who is called Ilaidi Alasa. So we were able to have 4 boxers qualify. That was Atlanta 96 Olympics. Atlanta 96 Olympics. Yes. And what happened was that I was part of the team. We prepared everything. But the day that we were going, I was dropped. Going to the Atlanta 96 Olympics. Even though I've been through the tournament, the qualification, we've qualified the boxers and everything, I was dropped. And it's very, very sad.
Why were you dropped?
Yeah, I don't know. There was a number, a quota, maybe the quota, and they have to go with only one coach. And even the boxers protest against it because I was the only coach who can speak their local dialect as well as speak English. And the Cuban coach at that time cannot speak any local language. And I was dropped, and they took the Cuban coach instead.
How disappointing was it?
Yeah, it's sad because by then I was thinking of, that is where I was thinking of winning medal for my country at the Olympics, because it has been a long time. But I didn't get that chance. That maybe I would say it's not yet that time. So I was dropped. I took it in good faith, and we continue. After that, I was able to go to Sydney 2000. Sydney 2000 was my first Olympics. And then from Sydney 2000, we qualified also again to go to Athens. But it was
2004.
Yeah, that was we had 2 wild cards. That is, we didn't qualify actually in the tournament, but we won 2 bronze. And the 2 bronze we were considered to go with wild card. And by then I have a very good chairman, but he thinks that with 2 wild cards we don't deserve to go to the Olympics at that time, because He thinks if we are not able to win anything at Africa and we are going to the Olympics, what are we going to do there?
Nothing will come out of
Yeah, so it was the chairman himself who said.
Who was the chairman then?
By then was Eddie Duplan.
Oh, okay.
Was a good chairman. Through him, I had opportunity to go to Hungary because he was the one who did everything because he saw the talent in me as a coach and he realized that I need to go through training programs to develop myself. And so that I can also not forget that. I had a chance to develop myself as a coach. And then from there, I had another opportunity to go to Olympics Games. It's Beijing.
2008.
Yes, Beijing. That was where Manu Planche, Bastille Samer, I was able to go to.
That was their group.
Yes, that was their group.
Yeah.
So I was part of, I was the coach together with a new Cuban coach.
Oh, okay.
That team also it pains me a lot. We couldn't win medal because we were having very, very good boxers. Bastille Samer, Manu Planche, Octopus, Gianni. I think we qualified a bigger number, about 6 boxers to the Olympics. And we went there and I was always remembering that because at that time when we went there, I lost control because I don't know, but in some way, when we reached there, I don't know if it is my opinion, it is like the boxers lost control because...
How do you lose control of the boxers?
Yeah, because I wasn't the head coach. And when I was trying to put some measures to be able to control them, it became a confusion between me and the head coach, because he think I should leave them. You see?
But you're supposed to work together as a team.
Yeah, we were working together as a team.
Yeah.
But he is seeing it from a different angle. But Ghana is not like Cuba at that time. You know, the people are themselves disciplined. But our people, you need to put the discipline into them.
You need to tell them, hey,
yeah,
don't
sit
do
down,
this,
don't go there. Yeah. So when you give them freedom, they mess up. You see the whole thing. So even though they were very good boxers, but we lost because they lost control. Some of the time, I would see them going to shopping. The time that they need to concentrate, they need to focus. It was very painful to my heart at that time. But there's nothing I can do. But from there, we got another opportunity to go to London 2012. That was the one I had with Isaac Dogbe, Suleiman Utete, and Aponsa, Maxwell Aponsa. That was their group. And even that time, the whole Olympics, we had about only 9, the whole Ghana, we had about only 9 boxers who qualified to the Olympics. And I qualified 4 boxers out of the 9, a whole 9 team going to the Olympics. I qualified 4. That means 9 athletes, I qualified 4. One, I think weightlifting also had 1, and then some other disciplines, athletics. But I was having 4 boxers who qualified for the Olympics. And we won some fight at the Olympics, we couldn't get into the medal zone. And then I have to come back again.
And build for the 2016 Olympics. Wahid Umar, that's their group.
Yeah. Wahid Umar was my personal boxer.
Okay.
He was the only boxer who qualified to 2016 Olympics.
Yeah, I remember.
And then I was dropped again. I was taken out from the team when we had a new chairman. The new chairman. That was
Peter Zonis?
No, Gideon Quarty.
Gideon Quarty, yes. Gideon Quarty, yes.
Yeah, because we were not having a good relationship because he think I didn't support him at the time of the election. You see?
This politics is everywhere.
Yeah. So it wasn't working with me, but I was still around supporting, and I couldn't get the chance to go to the 2016 Olympics. Yeah. So later on, he settled matters with me, and he called me back, and then we start training. And then all of a sudden, it's a sad thing, because it pains me a lot that when we started working together, that was the time rather he died.
Yeah.
And it was very.
It was 2017. I remember so well.
Yeah, yeah. It was very painful to me because now we are gaining some trust and a good relationship, and it was sad that death has to come and take him away. And then, well, I never give up. I still work hard, and then we qualify again. I qualified 3 boxes again to just Tokyo. Tokyo. And then I know Tokyo was one of the countries that Ghana won Olympics medal.
Yeah.
That was so. Yeah. So I was. Yeah. So I was determined. That was a delay. I was determined that at least I should be able to repeat that history.
Yeah.
And truly, it happens. And that was Samuel Techi.
Yeah.
Yes. And we did it, and it was a very good thing. But as for Commonwealth, numerous have been there.
Many times. If you just joined us, we are speaking to Coach Ofori Asare, Black Mamas coach, one man who has seen it all when it comes to grooming boxing talents in the country. He's such a huge figure. You cannot talk about Ghana boxing history in terms of participating in major competition. Like you heard from him, talk about going to the Olympic Games, Commonwealth Games many times, many world championships and all that. He's our guest here on Prime Take. Coach, let's go back to the 2012 Olympic Games. There are always so many conflicting stories about the 2012 Olympics that has to do with Isaac Dugbe. Did you have any kind of differences with Isaac Dugbe in the 2012 Olympics?
No. Isaac Dugbe, I was with Isaac Dugbe. I qualified him to the Olympics, and we went to the Olympics. It was a very, after the 2012, 2016, there was a whole lot of judges were disqualified, sacked.
Yes.
You know about that, yes. Something happened at the 2012 Olympics because Isaac Dugbe, who have win medal at that games.
Yeah.
We were doing the fight and he was leading. I think first, second, he was leading. And then all of a sudden, the last round, before the verdict came out, Isaac Dugbe lost. And at that time, they put some measures like if you have to even protest, you have to pay some amount of
like some $100 or something like that.
Yeah, I think no, $500.
$500?
Yeah.
That's too huge.
Yeah, and paying to and sometimes too, you are not too sure about whether they will do it for you, and we are also not prepared in terms of
such
things. And it's sad to me because I believe as if Dugbe could have won a medal at that time, but at that time there are a whole lot of I don't know. The judging, the officiating wasn't, and I think that has been the reason why the International Olympic Committee has been at the head of the IBA.
Yeah.
That is the boxing. So there was a whole lot of this. So we take it as it is. There is nothing we can do. But when we came back, we are thinking that Isaac Dugbe will stay for. Because he was the youngest within the group at that time. But he also has his ambition. He also want to do something for himself. And he and his father, they choose to go to professional.
Yeah.
And I think it was between them and the then chairman, Mr. Ray Kwaku. Mr. Ray Kwaku wasn't happy about them going to professional, but they wanted to go to professional, and there is nothing
anyone can do about
it.
It's a decision of the coach.
The boxer and the father.
So.
Yeah, and the father was also a coach. You see.
Yes.
So me, I don't have any problem with Isaac Dugbe, but if they are going to professional, what can I do?
You can't do anything about it. It is not your thing to do.
Yeah. And it has nothing to do with me as well, and I'm okay with them. Both anytime we meet, we are okay. Sometimes even when he comes to Ghana, he comes to me, and I even train him sometimes. Even when he come and he wanted me to train him.
This gym?
Yes. No, he hasn't trained here before, but I've trained him at the Bokum Boxing Arena. Yeah. And sometimes he comes to this gym to advise the young boxers here. So I don't have any problem with Isaac Dogbe.
No problem with Isaac Dogbe. But how proud are you seeing the way he has risen up? He went all the way to become a world champion, and there's an opportunity for him to be a 2-time world champion.
Yeah. Why not? Because he's also my product as well.
Yeah.
For being the coach who qualified him to the Olympics and coming out to become a world champion. You see, most of the time they say that when you have a good amateur, then you can make it to the world level.
Yeah.
You see, yeah. And I'm glad that a boxer who passed through my hands in the national team was able to become a world champion, and also getting the opportunity to win a world title again, which I believe it can happen because he's a very dedicated boxer. He worked very hard, and the coaches who are training him are also, I cannot say they are very good coaches because since they took him here, there has been some fights, and he has been able to stay true. So why not? I always wish him well because his victory is my victory as well. Yeah, because anytime he wins something in my heart, I'm happy.
You're gladdened.
Yeah. I've been with him in a camp. I've been with him the same camp in I think Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
We were there for about 2 months, staying in the same place.
Oh, okay.
We've been in Accra in some camp for many months together. We lived together. Even when we went to camp in Wales. That is where I first met the dad.
Oh, okay.
The dad came to camp, and I allow him into the camp because we are in good relation. So I allow him to come to camp, also come to support his son in terms of adding
some knowledge
to him. So we weren't having any bad blood, and anytime we meet, we talk. But it's like he has his own program.
Yeah.
And even to me, I wasn't happy that he's not part of the Isaac coaching team now.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't happy because I think he has something also to push. To offer. He has something also to offer. And he has a different spirit that he used to support the boy. In terms of, he has some command that is also sometimes necessary when you reach some level. But, well, a lot of people also don't like the idea of his father being around me. But to me, I'm okay with that. That's why even when we were in the Olympic training camp, I allowed him to come and join us, and then we work as a team.
Okay. So talk to me briefly about the Olympic Games in Tokyo. At that point, when it was guaranteed that for the first time in over 40 years, Ghana was lifting a medal in the boxing category, and the man who did it was you. How was the feeling like?
Yeah, I feel great at that time, and even though I was the head coach, I think I have a whole lot of dedicated assistant coaches in the person of Akai Nete was my assistant coach, and he's very dedicated because whenever I ask him to do something, it's not easy to be a successful head coach. You need to have a very
good backroom staff.
Yeah. So I think I also thank him as well because he also played a very big role. Yeah. And then even when we were in Ghana, there are a whole lot of coaches who also we were working together.
Yeah.
And even at the club level, club coaches also, some of them also did very well. But at the camping, I was determined that we should win a medal. And Samuel Techi also has the connection with me. And he is also determined, thinking that he can do something. So that brought us together. And it's like, it's become a very good team. And anything I tell him, he take it very serious. And we were able to say true, to break that jinx, to be able to bring Olympic medal again to the country. You know, we have only 4 medals for the whole country, and Boston has 3 of it. which is Eddie Blay. Even now it's 4. Eddie Blay, Prince Amate, Aikwote Senior, and then Samuel Techi now. By then it was only 3, and I was determined that we must add something to it. And sometimes I don't understand why it has been so long, and Ghana, we see ourselves for producing 10 world champions. So most of our boxers...
Is that something we are not doing right?
Most of our boxers were able to prove it at the world level. And in many countries, they do it from the amateur before doing it at the professional level. Most of the boxers who go out there and win had Olympic medal, like the great ones like Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, a whole lot of them. Even Joe Fraser, a whole lot of them. They were all Olympic boxers. And majority of the world champions are Olympians and Olympic medalists. So I was thinking that no, all our champions who we have, most of them are not, some of them are not Olympians, and some of them too are not Olympic medalists as well.
Yeah.
And those who are Olympic medalists, none of them become world champion. That was Eddie Blay, Aikwote Senior, Prince Amate. None of them have been Olympic champion. So I was thinking that Samuel Techi must win Olympic medal and also must be able to win a world title to break that jinx as well. So in my mind now, I'm fully supporting Samuel Techi.
Do you think he's on that trajectory to become a world champion?
Yeah, sometimes when you go to professional, it's not an easy thing. It's a very difficult, but in his eyes, he's yearning to do that. And so in any way, I'm also supporting him to be able to do it, because he himself knows within him that there has been Olympic medalists in Ghana, but none of them have been a world champion. So if he's able to make it to become a world champion, then that is also another step, another achievement. Yeah. So that is also a challenge that I'm always putting it to him. Anytime I meet him, I talk about it.
If you were his advisor, would you have told him to become a professional at this stage?
Well, turning professional, that one is a decision of the boxer. I always trust the decision of the boxer, because most of the times...
But you're also the advisor. You're the person who's working with him. You know the qualities he has.
If I have Samuel Techi in my team now, why not? I'll be very happy, because I know he can win a whole lot of medals for us. But the point is, he also wants to be a world champion. And there's age in all these things. And if you win a world title for Ghana, it's still for Ghana. If we win an Olympic medal again for Ghana, it's still for Ghana. And Isaac Dogbe took decision which at that time is younger, and many people didn't believe it. And he was able to make it to the world title, winning a world title for Ghana. So who am I to say, unless he stay in amateur before he will be able to achieve something? Somebody can stay and at the end, he cannot achieve anything. You see, so my advice, I will want him to be with me so that I will be achieving a whole lot with him. But I think also that the decision must come from him, because that is when there are some decisions when you take in your life, and even when you either you succeed or you fail, you don't regret.
You don't regret it.
You don't regret it.
Like when we were going to the Olympic Games, I'm not sure many of us were actually looking at Samuel Techi to be the potential medalist for us. I don't know if you agree, but
many people don't.
There were the likes of Shakur.
Many people.
Suleiman Tete, and everyone actually thought that maybe Samuel Techi was the outsider, but in the end, he became the world champion.
You see, that is, I saw him the time that nobody thought he can win a medal. Nobody. He wasn't the champion at our championship. National championship that selected the boxers, but I picked him over the champion at that time, because being the head coach, I saw his talent. When we do training, sparring, everything, I can see that this boy has something in him, something different, that if we are able to harness it very well, we will be able to get something out of it. When I picked Samuel Techi and a whole lot of, even at that time, many people were opposing. They disagree, and they were thinking, they were thinking that why should I? Why should we see? And it was a very serious thing. But when we went to the qualification and he qualified, that was the first proof. And when he went to the qualification, he was able to beat the number 1 in Africa, and he beat the number 2 in Africa as well. So you cannot underrate a boxer who can beat a boxer at that high level, profile level.
What about the person who beat Samuel Tichi?
At the
national level.
The national level.
If he was not the champion at the national level.
No, he wasn't beaten at the national level.
But if there was someone who was better.
Something happened. He wasn't beaten. There was a fight, and there was a hooliganism around there.
Okay.
And their fight couldn't come to an end.
Okay.
I was even the one who boldly wake up and stop the fight, because I was realizing that at the end of that fight there will be issues, because I saw somebody holding a gun at that time. I saw somebody holding a gun, and some of them, when you look at their eyes and what they are trying to do,
what they have taken to come there.
And when I checked the security level, I realized that we are not secure at that time. So I wake up at that time, and I told the president that if we can't have security here, I don't think we must continue this fight. So before we stopped that fight, and later on, I realized that there are good potential boxers who are fighting. So I selected both boxers who were fighting, and the hooliganism issue was going on. So I selected both boxers. But when he came into the national team, Samuel Tichi was growing. He was growing. So I realized that, well, if he's growing, then that rather give me an opportunity to get him into the national team. So he grew into the other boxer that I dropped with, and he was more talented, and he was proving himself by that he's good. He's good. So why not? And I'm a coach, and I am supposed to technically be able to identify such talents and such things at the decision of the coach. And
so were you disappointed the likes of Suleiman and Tete, Shakun and co did not rise to the occasion?
No. I'm not disappointed. I think they also did very well. But the point was that Olympic is the highest tournament all over the world. Yeah. And even we, Ghana, go and check our preparation towards the Olympics. Can we compare our preparation to some of the countries that came to the Olympics? We can't compare our preparation. Even though, in some way, we saw that we had a chance going to Tokyo to prepare, finish the Asian. But there are some countries, they went to a whole lot of tournament after the qualification, and they did a whole lot of programs, which they are supposed to have a result. But mine was training them at the Bukom Boxing Arena here. Bukom Boxing Arena. Yeah. We have to look for some professional boxers to come and do sparring with them. We have to plan. We plan a whole lot of training program, which we cannot go outside to do that.
Execute.
So when we were able to do that, we had a chance also to go to Cuba, to go to Tokyo early. That was one aspect of it. And when we went to Tokyo, we had the opportunity to train with the Japanese national team as well. And there they were proving themselves. Suleiman was doing well. Shuku Sameh was doing well. Samuel Tichi was also doing well as well. They were all doing well. And sometimes when you get into the big platform, sometimes when you are unlucky, you meet a very I think Suleiman Tete has to beat the number 1 in South America. You know, when we are talking about boxing, and somebody who is a champion at South America, that is the corner where the great boxers are. He beat that boxer, and then the number 2 beat him. He was unlucky. Suleiman Tete was unlucky. He has to fight the first and second from the same continent, and he lost to a Cuban who is very, very, very experienced. Even though Suleimani was experienced, that when comparing Suleimani's experience to the Cuban who beat him experience, that Cuban has been to the Olympic Games, I think 2 times, 3 times as well. He has been to the World Championship. He has been to all the level, and he was also very crafty. He was very tactical. Suleiman was doing his best, but his tactical level, there's nothing Suleiman could do at that time. Okay. But he also put up his best to the end of the fight.
Okay.
Shakur Sameh also met a very good boxer as well from Turkey.
Yeah, I watched the fight.
Yeah, and well, he lost, but we had 3, and one was able to stay through. There are some countries, they came there with 7, 8, and they didn't get anything at all.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So let's go to the. And in fact, when you came back from the Commonwealth, did the government reward you? Or did you get a nice reward?
Reward? Where they reward us?
You're giving a package. A nice
package. They actually they give something to the boxers, but I was thinking that I wasn't rewarded well from Samotechi up to the Commonwealth Games. That was my opinion, because I'm the head coach. I was the one who made Samotechi to win the medal. I was the one who made those boxers who at the Commonwealth Games won that medal.
What did they give you?
But I think they gave those who won the bronze medal, they give them the bronze medal even higher than me. And those who get the silver even higher than me.
Was it $5,000 or is it $3,000?
I think the 5,000 was for the boxers.
Okay.
But ours, I think I forgot. But mine is lower than both.
What's your $2,500 or something?
And even mine is I'm even equal to all my assistant coaches. We get the same pay. So the difference didn't come out because I'm the head coach. I am the one they can sack from the team. I'm the one who come out with all the programs and everything. So I didn't know why they can't understand that particular thing. And to the Olympics and to the Commonwealth Games. So they gave me something, but I was thinking that
you deserve more.
I deserve more than that, because even at the Olympic Games, there are some coaches who didn't even achieve anything. They went there with some boxers, their athletes, and they didn't. I was the one who brought medal, and anything they give, we were all shared together. It wasn't fair on my part. So where do you think if I'm not somebody,
it is not motivating.
If I'm not somebody who is always self-motivated person, I'm somebody who always. I think that maybe one day they will recognize my work. I'm always thinking that maybe one day they will recognize my work, and so I just take it like that. You see, but I've gone through a whole lot of up and downs in life, and sometimes I think that through my work I will be able to change certain situations. But when it reached where I think maybe I can make a change out of it, then I was putting down to so I just take it like that, and I'm not worried. I used to say, "K Sara Sara, whatever will be, should be." You see, whatever will be, should be. So I always do my own thing. I continue working harder, and I always thinking that I wanted to work more harder because I wanted to work harder so that people
will appreciate you more.
Appreciate me more. That is all that.
And just wrap up pretty quick on your achievements. Your highest achievement. What would you say has been your highest achievement as a boxing coach?
Well, then why not the Olympics medal? Why not the Olympics medal? And apart from that, I've had a whole lot of numerous medals. When you check here, you see the kind of medals I've won there. And also being a coach and the only coach who has the highest qualification when it comes to boxing, 3-star level. And also, I'm the only Ghanaian coach who was able to attain the international instructor level, and I train coaches around all over the world. I'm the only coach who has come out to that level. No coach has been in Ghana, and I've reached that level before. And now I'm also being selected as one of the African Coaches Commission member. So we have.
You've seen it all.
Yeah, we have to go there also to join the team to work for Africa. When the time comes, we have to plan for the coaches, train them, put them into the level, and to be able to compete with the.
What is your lowest moment as a coach?
My lowest moment as a coach.
Yes.
Yeah, my lowest moment as a coach, that it pains me a lot, was that I had opportunity to win a world title. I had opportunity to win a world title with Habib Ahmed.
Okay.
Yeah, but the painful aspect was that we got a wrong opportunity. Habib Ahmed is supposed to be a middleweight, and he had a chance fighting for the world title as a super middleweight. And when you look at the boxing management, there is nothing. You have to accept the fight for us to go. And I was thinking that.
So why would you accept if you know that it will not work?
You said?
Why would you accept to go and fight if you know that it will not work?
Yeah, I'm a coach. At the professional level, I'm not a decision maker. It's a manager.
Your job is just to coach.
Yeah, I'm a coach.
But if you know that.
And the manager is spending, taking the boxer through a whole lot of competition and things. And if he has to gain something out of it, and if you get an opportunity to fight for a world title, why not take it? Maybe you win. So when we went to the competition,
you took a risk.
Yeah, we took the risk. And when we went there, I know that Abibi has what it takes to win a world title. But the weight category that
he
went to fight affected our chances of winning the world title. And that is the aspect that pains me a lot. And if time must go back,
yeah,
I think I must do something.
You revise it.
I'll revise it. Yeah.
But let's go to the Commonwealth Games, and I want to wrap up the conversation on that and just ask some three pretty quick questions. The Commonwealth Games, we came back, we had a silver medal, we had 2 bronze medals.
We have 2 silver medals.
We had 2 silver medals,
yeah,
and one bronze medal. Yeah. That was a good achievement. But there was one thing that you spoke about, and in fact, it's not one. There were 2 things. One of them was the fact that we didn't have the best of preparations. How can we develop boxing in Ghana? What must we do if we want to develop boxing in Ghana?
Yeah, to develop boxing in Ghana, there must be a lot of funds. There must be a lot of money because
investment.
Yes, you need to spread the network. You need to start from the grassroots,
yes.
And grassroots not only in Accra, but grassroots all over the region. Grassroots all over the region. We need to have a regional, even to the district level competition from all the region, district level, regional, then we come to the national. And so all the region, the athletes there must have the opportunity to go through tournament upon tournament, and then we must have it before coming to the national level. We will be able to have a very solid team, and when we have a solid team too, we must be able to expose the team very well in terms of going to international tournaments. There is one thing that we lack: our junior level. They don't go to international tournaments. Sometimes they don't have the exposure. So most of our boxers coming into the national team, look at Samotechi, came into the national team without any exposure in terms of going to world tournaments, junior tournaments, and never had a chance of going that. He only has to come and meet the senior ones, you see. So those things also always drag us back sometimes. We need to do all those corrections by building boxing from the grassroots at the regional or from the district level to the national level. And when we get the national level must be the junior as well as the senior. And then the junior getting international exposure as well as seniors also getting international exposure. Then we will be at par with the international world. Because this thing, you are competing with the international world. And you are not giving yourself the chance to prepare. Our preparation level is always, that's why I always say that we always squeeze stone to get water. Because even when a coach in Ghana has been able to use this to achieve something, you must hold him high. Because we don't even have boxers who have been exposed at the junior level before coming to the national level.
International level.
And we still are able to use them to achieve something. When we went to the Commonwealth Games, I saw the coaches and I know that I'm the same level with them. I'm also a 3-star coach. I'm an international instructor. Most of the coaches that came to the coaches who came to the Commonwealth Games, they don't have much that I don't have. You see, so I realized that why can I come here and I cannot win the medal? Even though I didn't had the kind of preparation I was expecting, but I was thinking that with my quality as a coach, I cannot allow myself going home without any medal. You see, so I psychologically I put into the boxes that even though some of them have preparation, they have so many things more than us, we need that medal more than them. We need that medal more than them. It's like when you are a poor person, your father doesn't have money and you are going to school, and you have the rich people children there. You don't have to sit down to say because they are rich people they should pass their exams and use no. You know, because you know that the winning of passing your exams is more important to you than them. You see, because of where your background, where you are coming from. So I see it from that angle that where we are coming from, our everything, we cannot live here without any medal, because that is the only opportunity for us to prove to the Commonwealth, for the world, that we have something as well in us.
Well, what happened to Shaku? That story of he took some substance and he was disqualified from competing and all. What happened?
Yes, sometimes, you know, like this is all part of our preparation and all these things, because most of the times we train non-residential. We don't even have a stable medical team. We don't have a whole lot of things that support the team. We go home, they come to train. They go home. When you go home and you feel headache, you can buy any medicine you want to buy and take. And so he bought some medicine, not with the intention of doping, but Shaku doesn't have idea about doping. You see? So he just took a medicine which he's not even aware. You see? So in his doping, they think he took that medicine as a mask. You see, most of the times when people take doping, they take some other medicine to cover the medicine. Okay. You see, so they think he took that medicine as a mask to cover some, but he doesn't have idea about doping. And the medicine that he didn't took that medicine in terms of doping. But the medicine has a substance that has like a mask substance. You see, so that is what else was that. So he himself, and he said he took that medicine also a long time. He didn't take that medicine at the games. And that's why I'm saying that if we were in camp, maybe that would not happen. If we were in camp and you have a medical team and you have everything around us, it will not happen to him that I'm going to drugstore to buy something to take. You see? So he is not an university graduate. Yeah, he doesn't have that kind of education that he will even know the substance.
Did that affect you and the team in any way?
Yeah, when it happens, it's a big blow, because it's also my medal hope. It's also my medal hope, which I think he can achieve something. But when it happens, like a big blow, and that happened at the early stages.
The first phases of the
competition. Yeah. And so because of that, our team, they need to come and check all
your boxes.
My boxes again. They want to come and check them again and again, because they saw that substance. They thought maybe it was a program that the team has, and they have to recheck. So they were checking us continuously. You see? Did that affect your boys psychologically? Yeah, by all means, it will affect them in a way, because why is it that small time they come and check us? And they come it's not an easy thing. But, well, they also don't have idea about doping or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I just push them. Let's go, no problem. Nobody should take, and even they don't take anything there because they can't even go out to any drugstore to buy anything. Yeah. It was Sheku issue was in I think happened in Ghana.
In Ghana.
And that thing was that substance. There are some substances that can stay in your body
for a
very long time that he doesn't know.
Coach, my final question: the Azuma Nursing Sports Complex. Many people actually said that it was a ground where we're able to use to train and prepare our boxers and all that. But recently, the facility is no longer in use. Does it affect you in terms of your preparations? Sometimes people will say that, well, if you are going to use the Snitty Emporium, you have to pay. The Azuma Nursing Complex was there for you people to be able to train boxers. Now, it is no longer available. How does that affect your preparations for boxers?
Well, I think we gain a lot from Azuma Nursing Sports Complex. When I remember when we were training, Bukum Banku, them, Chachu, a whole lot of boxers who are very good boxers were trained at that time that Azuma Nursing Complex was there. And even there was a whole lot of promotion, boxing promotion also going on there at that time. Yeah. There were a whole lot of our champions were having the fights at the so that place has helped in our development. I think even not only boxing, other sporting disciplines were also doing their own thing. The football was also doing its own thing there. There was a tennis. Yeah. There are a whole lot of sports disciplines were doing things there. Athletics. And when we were training there, we trained there, we sleep there, we eat there. So it's a good place for camping at that time. And those things all happen that there's nothing we can get there again. We stopped going camping there. So many things happen. And so it was a big blow when we were not getting the opportunity to use the place again. So if something can be done for us to gain back that facilities, why not? Yeah.
If something can be done for us to gain back that facilities, why not? Coach, last one.
That's it. That's it. That's it. I'm always saying, yeah, you can punch.
I can punch, yeah?
Yeah. That's it.
Coach Ofori Asare, my guest on Prime Take. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate your company.